Hello everyone. Today I'm bringing you my God promo match from Season 9. I finally got off my lazy ass, so I decided to try and push this time to see how far I could go. And due to a few very unfortunate days, I didn't manage to hit my goal. I actually wanted to enter Elder, and I couldn't because I suck. In any case though, I did enjoy my run to God because I played again a ridiculous number of matches in a day. I think I played 28 matches in a single day, and this was the last match obviously since I'm going to win it and enter God. And there's a lot of context behind this match, so I wanted to just talk about the games and sit back and enjoy them for a change. This is going to be a little more of a chill video. I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but yeah. So, start off, my opponent picked Jax, and that's honestly a bit questionable because to beat Jade with Jax you have to be really good at Jax. It's a lot easier for me to just zone him and kill him with projectiles, as you're going to see in the opening round, which was one of the best rounds I've played in the entire season. So here I do my usual thing with a new mix of actually doing the horizontal projectile, this one, that I usually didn't use. I started using it not because it's actually good, but because people start walking stupidly against you if you use that projectile. And anyway, as you can tell, I managed to hit him with literally everything. This is going to be in my highlight package I'm bringing you next week, because for obvious reasons, when you get a flawless round in the opening game, for your God promo, it's pretty fucking significant. And I was honestly feeling down on myself, so this round definitely helped with that. Again though, this is a God promo match, I'm not playing against a bad opponent, he's going to figure out what I'm doing eventually. I am keeping my distance pretty perfectly so far, but the mistake is coming, you can be sure about that. Jax is so dangerous because as soon as he actually closes the gap, his buttons are insanely fast and his damage is fucking ridiculous. So here so far he still hasn't figured out anything, but he actually hits 2 projectiles consecutively and I give him some space by activating my shroud, but he's still pretty fucked and I think he actually ends up using the fatal bow just to close the gap. I should have known, I shouldn't have stood up, I should have just killed him, but instead I did the fatal bow because I spam too much and I don't pay attention. I thought he was just broken and he was going to let me kill him so he can switch the character, but instead, as you can tell, he hits me for a ridiculous amount of damage. Then he whiffs the overhead, I think, but we're close up now, so I can't really spam the projectiles, though I see him spamming buttons, so I pretty much know as soon as he closes the gap on me, he's trying to stay on top of me and the get up is going to kill him, so I use the get up to secure the game. No reason not to, this was just a pretty much free win because he wasn't good enough at Jax. And I just killed him with projectiles, which is not something that should ever happen at this level. We're over 2000 MMR, I think 2200, so if you die to just projectiles, you have some fundamental issues with your game. But don't worry about that, because a lot of players this season have figured out how to deal with that problem. At lower MMRs, people just play Scorpion because it's a brain-dead character you can use to actually close the gap in terms of skill. Here though, on higher MMR, people have figured out you can just play Shang Tsung, which is a hard counter to Jade with both of his builds, and it's pretty ridiculous to play against because you're always taking 50-50s as Jade because you either get pulled by Ermac or get your projectile stopped by smoke, after which the opponent literally jumps on top of you with a teleport and knocks you down, which is quite abusive, as we're going to see in this series. In any case, I'm definitely worried at this point because Shang Tsung was beating my ass for the entire season, and this is Ermac. It's an unsafe move in theory, but when you get close enough, he can just cancel into Ermac whenever he wants to, and Ermac basically grabs you and he does a stupid amount of damage after that, because it's a combo starter, basically. Anyway, he's fucking me up already because I can't really get away from him, because I can't use projectiles to zone him, because he has smoke. So, it's a really close balancing game. He predicts the nitro kick, so I eat the crushing blow, and here comes Ermac. I eat about 400 damage, yeah. And he even keeps going forward because he knows now I can't get rid of him. I only have pokes to help me out, but yeah, he pretty much shitstomps me. And the entire problem here is that I can't play my usual style, which is just get away from them and that was Smoke, the one you just saw. If I had used the projectile, he was going to unblock a bow, hit me from above, and get me in the corner, at which point he would have just won the round. Here, as you can tell, I don't use a projectile, instead I try to jump in, which he expects and hits me with the uppercut, which is really, really unfortunate. He gets some plus frames, but doesn't use them because he expects me to hit a button for some reason, and here I almost eat the Smoke because he used it correctly, but I didn't measure the distance correctly, so I actually got to get away with murder. He goes in with Reptile, but I block it because it's too slow. And I hit him with some projectiles because Smoke does take some frames to activate. It's not like he can do it whenever he wants to, but at this range I can't do anything. He uses the environment to jump in, which is so fucking bullshit, but he closes the gap once again, and I actually have a huge HP lead, but as you're about to tell, that doesn't mean much when your opponent hits for a lot of damage and you're stuck in the corner. So I got myself stuck in the corner and I'm really worried he's going to win. He's down to 0.14 HP and I think I actually lose this round, funnily enough. Nope, I blocked the Reptile, never mind. I had some Nightmare Fuel Shang Tsung matches this season, that's why I thought I would lose this round. And here, I tried to jump back, but he just grabs me with Airmac out of the air. This is why this matchup is so bullshit. Airmac and Smoke make it basically impossible for you to play Emerald Jade. So he has me in the corner and he is destroying me. I think this is the round he almost flawlesses me, but basically my goal at this point, because I know it's a best of 3, is just to not give him the flawless, because number 1, you don't want to give them the satisfaction, number 2, you want to buy yourself some time to reset, because it obviously sucks a lot to lose a flawless round. So I just used the Fatal Blow to catch my breath. I know this game is over, this round is over. There's absolutely nothing I can do. He can just hit any button to win. Hit any button to begin. In any case, he just fucks me up with a normal whiff punish and even gets the brutality to build up some confidence heading into the final game of the series. And I'll be honest, I was pretty sure he could beat me in the final game, because why wouldn't he be able to beat me? He's playing a hard counter to my character. But let's just say I was more than a little clutch to actually pull it off. And I was mentally ready to lose this series, so I wasn't even thinking, oh, I have to win this game, which is a mistake I've made many times during the seasons, where I focused too much on winning. I wasn't even focused on winning this game, I just wanted to beat his Shang Tsung, because I hate this character, against Jade. Here he goes in because he can, because I can't stop him, and we start playing his game close up, but then I managed to get away and use my Shroud to try and confuse him. Here I correctly predicted he's going to use Airmac, so I hit him with projectiles, and right there I'm trying to use projectiles by making him have to react Smoke, which is really difficult. So if he predicts I'm going to use a projectile, Smoke is a hard counter, but if he can't predict when I'm going to use the projectile, obviously I can hit him. So it's a very tough balancing act for Jade players to actually play against this build, but I think it is possible. It's easier than playing against the zoning variation for Shang Tsung, because the Shroud doesn't do anything in that game. Anyway, right now I'm applying the Shroud any chance I get because I don't want him to hit me with fireballs. The Shroud doesn't help with Airmac, it doesn't help with Smoke, so yeah, just those projectiles. I'm trying to keep him at full screen and force him to get angry and do something stupid, because that's the only way you're going to win against Shang Tsung. In any case, I eat the Airmac because I eat the Reptile because my brain stops, but I still have the HP lead and I should be able to close this out. But this is what I said about Nightmare Fuel. I actually think he's going to take this round because my memory is pretty short. In any case, I think I can close it out. Here he hits me with the Smoke. This is what happens when your projectile hits Smoke. But I have a huge HP lead, the Fatal Blow is around 300 damage, all I have to do now is block, he has no more time left to win, so I basically run the timer out to win the game, which is a very cheap way to win the game, but when your opponent is playing a hard counter, is there really a cheap way to win the game, as long as you actually win the game? In any case, I am stuck in the corner though, and this is a big problem, and you're going to see why. He gets me in the corner and starts hitting any button he wants, and I honestly panic a little because I have no idea how to get out, he's too close. I think he's going to predict everything I do. He predicts the get up attack and hits me with a crushing blow, so the round is immediately over. And my goal now is just to hit him to deny the flawless, but I don't think that's even going to happen. He fucks me up, catches me with a string and gets the flawless round. And at this point you would think, oh this is where you mentally crumble and your opponent crushes you. But I bet it all on the Nitro Kick, and for some ungodly reason he lets me out, and as soon as he lets me out, the game is back under my control, even though he has Airmac, Whack and Smoke to help him win. Once again gets the dumbass jump in because of the environment. I hate the environments in MK, I swear. But here I correctly read his misguided attempt to close the gap and he hits 2 overheads, which is Jade's only damage. I fail my punish on the air mag because I'm too slow and my mechanics suck, but he fails his smoke, so I guess we're even. He even doesn't block the projectile but catches the next one, and here once again I'm stuck in the corner. And remember, as soon as I'm in the corner I need to get out. I try to do a nitro kick, but he has full control until he actually does the hop attack, which fucks him up. I try to catch him getting up, but he delays the wake up perfectly. He catches me in the corner, but I jump over and do my jump in uppercut to win the game and enter God with a lot of BM to boot, of course, because you're never not going to BM when you're happy that you actually won a game that matters. I honestly think I woke up a few neighbors when I won this game, but it was worth it, as you can tell. This was honestly a very tough season for me. I had a lot of fun games, but also a lot of very stupid losses I wish I could take back. I really wanted to enter Elder God, but I'm going to need a lot more games. And or I'm actually going to need to get better at the game, because it's technically just a grind. If you play, for example, 300-400 games, I think you can enter any rank with a reasonable win rate, like 55%. But to actually do it in a reasonable number of games, I think you need to be really good, and I definitely need to work on myself a bit more if I want to do that in the upcoming seasons. In any case, thanks as always for watching. I'll see you next week for a very big highlights video. I think I have over 20 highlights from this season, so I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Bye everyone!